Hi Tar Heels, my name is Neel Swamy, and it is with a full and grateful heart that I step into the role of President of the UNC Graduate and Professional Student Government. No speech about the promise of the year to come would be authentic without acknowledging the unique trials and tribulations we have faced throughout the last 14 months. The ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, having resulted in the deaths of over 550,000 people nationally, has not only illuminated long-standing fractures in our nation's public health and medical infrastructures, but has also fundamentally shaken the ways in which we live, learn, and care for ourselves. Meanwhile, a barrage of threats against our country's democratic pillars, prior to as well as following the 2020 presidential election, along with disturbing incidents of racialized violence and police brutality, have compromised the basic premise of safety to which we are all entitled. These forces are only compounded upon needs and barriers characteristic of our pre-pandemic world, such as stigma surrounding mental wellness and disparities between graduate worker compensation and high costs of living in Orange County. If you are an undergraduate, graduate, or professional student who, like myself, has struggled to focus on your personal and professional responsibilities amidst these stressors and atrocities, I see you, and I hope you know that your contributions to our community are so felt, needed, and appreciated. I ran for president because I believe that the work of student government should reflect 4 values that unite all students at Carolina: agency, belonging, excellence, and wellness. Centering our work around values that are fundamental to the human condition reconciles the why with the what, and holds us all accountable to foster a campus community that is empowering, equitable, and just. All of the issues I have highlighted during my campaign, from interpersonal violence and harassment to student mental wellness to graduate worker rights, stem from these values, and it is for this reason that GPSG has a responsibility to advocate around these issues in the years to come. Outside of the issues themselves, however, I ran for president because I believe in the power of our students and the democratic processes we have nurtured. My experiences in student organizations have shown me that all students, regardless of how old you are, what you are studying, where you call home, and what identities you hold, have the ability to affect a positive change in our campus community. Nothing worth happening in this world happens alone, and the greatest mistake I can make as president would be to walk on the path ahead as a martyr rather than as a facilitator. As president, I will work intentionally to represent our campus's graduate and professional students by leaning into these 4 founding values of my platform: enhancing the availability of wellness resources within individual departments, standing up to sexual and interpersonal violence and harassment, and convening spaces for student leaders to shape GPSG's advocacy efforts are initiatives that simply cannot wait for another changing of the guard. I also hope to reform the ways in which GPSG collaborates with undergraduate students, invests strategically in student-led programming, and advocates for the needs of underrepresented and marginalized student populations, priorities that must exist at the center of student government's work rather than on the fringes. While I ultimately hope to bring to the president position a lens of kindness and empathy, true kindness and empathy cannot exist in the absence of boldness and pragmatism. I'm grateful to use this platform to cultivate relationships between GPSG and each of you, relationships that I hope will be sustained even after my term comes to an end. Despite the challenges that this past year has presented, I know that the frontier ahead represents a dynamic opportunity to replenish our collective strength, act with courage, and shape our campus community to the betterment of those who follow in our steps. Thank you for your kindness, support, and accountability. Let's get this done, Tar Heels.